The purpose of this video is to walk you through the solution to the problem related to generating the data file that corresponds to the results of the study where mothers expressed two different emotional expressions and the influence that had on infants crossing a table that had a visual illusion that made it look like there was a cliff. One of the key pieces of information is the result, and I have here when mother posed a fearful expression, none of the 17 infants ventured across the deep side. In sharp contrast, 14 of the 19 infants who observed mother's happy face crossed the deep side. We have a chi-square value here with 1 degree of freedom, 20.49, p less than 0.0001. So these results suggest that a chi-square analysis was performed, and it was a Pearson chi-square analysis because there were actually two groups in this study, and we can see those here. 36 middle-class mothers and their 12-month-old infants were randomly assigned to a smiling condition for which there were 19 participants, 10 males, 9 females, and to a fear condition, 9 males and 8 females. Now I don't especially like the language that Source et al. Used in this sentence because condition sounds like it could possibly be a within subjects condition, and it would suggest that the children had the opportunity to cross the table twice, once when the mother's smiling and once when not. But that's actually not how the study was conducted. There were actually a total of 36 participants in this study, and they were randomly assigned to the groups. And the giveaway is that the author wrote 10 males, 9 females, which doesn't equal this number here. So 19 of the participants were randomly assigned to mothers who gave them a smile as they approached the visual cliff, and 17 of the children were put into the group where the mothers expressed fear as the child approached the visual cliff. And the result is reported here. It's statistically significant. None of the children who approached the visual cliff and saw the mother express fear crossed the visual cliff. They took the cue and didn't move, and in fact, if you read the paper, they actually went backward. In sharp contrast, 14 of the 19 infants who observed mother's happy face crossed the deep side. So there were 5 children who, even though approached a cliff and saw their mother smile, they still didn't venture across. So how could we set up data that will reproduce this Pearson chi-square value of 20.49? Look away now if you don't want to see the answer to this problem, because I'm going to show you what the data look like. Okay, so what I did is I created a condition variable. I could have called it group, but I called it condition, and I've got 19 zeros because there are 19 participants who saw their mother smile. And then I coded those zeros. So 0 is smiling, and 1 is the fearful expression, and that's where the other 17 participants come from. And to show you how I coded it specifically with the value labels, 0 is smiling, 1 is fear. So that's how I set up the condition or group variable. Now ventured across needs to be consistent with the actual results reported in this section of the results that I included in the textbook. None of the 17 infants ventured across the deep side when the mother expressed fear. So here are the fearfully expressed mothers, and I have zeros, all zeros next to those because all the children did not cross. And here are my value labels: crossed no, and 1 is a 0, and 1 equals crossed yes. And so for the mothers who expressed a smile as they approached the visual cliff illusion, most of the children crossed, but there were still 4 who did not. Or is that 5? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children did not cross. 14 of the 19 infants did cross, which means 5 did not. So I have a lot of 1s here, 14 in fact, to show that they crossed, and then I've got the 5 that did not. Now, when I conduct this analysis, looking at condition and ventured across, will it produce the key result of chi-square equals 20.49? Well, let me test that. I'm going to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, crosstabs, and put condition into rows and ventured into columns. Click on Statistics, and I got chi-square, and OK. And here is the Here are the results. Case processing summary. Got N of 36. I knew that already. I created the data. And then I have the observations associated with all the conditions. And we can see that 0 children crossed when the mother expressed fear. Here's that 0. It's an observed frequency. This is not an expected frequency. This is the observed frequency, is 0. And we have all the other conditions here. 14 crossed when the mother was smiling. Then we have did not cross when the mother was smiling, 5. And finally, did not cross 17 when the mother expressed fear. And here's the chi-square value, 20.498. I've replicated it exactly. And that is how that's how you can create these data to replicate results. And I think this is really quite a good exercise to understand statistics, and in particular the Pearson chi-square, which is a basic analysis, but I think it's really quite a good challenge to set out the data, replicate the result, and it really helps you understand the nature of at least a Pearson chi-square analysis and other analyses as well, particularly that are between groups in nature.